Hey, builders, before we begin today's podcast, I want to tell you about a really exciting opportunity. Now, I've been inviting you to the Staff Alignment Challenge, and I know that 5 days is a little tough for some people. So what we've done is we've created the Staff Alignment Accelerator. It's just 2 hours, and it's happening Monday, February 5, from 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern. And during those 2 hours, you're going to get all of the highlights of the Staff Alignment Challenge compressed into 2 hours so that you can get the information, you can implement right away, and you can still get all of the juicy goodness from the Staff Alignment Challenge, but in a time that works for you. Again, it's only 2 hours. And over the course of that 2 hours, you're going to discover what you need to do to get your staff truly aligned. And by aligned, I mean doing the right work, the right way, for the right reasons. And you're going to get that alignment without creating a toxic environment, without pushback, without trying to make everybody conform, without doing a whole bunch of chasing, checking, and correcting. You're going to get that alignment with everybody feeling excited and re-energized so that you can achieve your goals this school year. Again, it's called the Staff Alignment Accelerator, and it's going to take the 5 days of that challenge and accelerate it for you so you can get the juicy best parts and begin to implement it in your school. To sign up, go to buildershipuniversity.com/alignment. buildershipuniversity.com/alignment to sign up for this free virtual live accelerator happening Monday, February 5 from 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern. Okay, let's get to the podcast for today. You're listening to the School Leadership Reimagined podcast, episode 245. How do builders like us make a dramatic difference in the lives of our students in spite of all the obstacles we face? How do you keep your vision for your school from being held hostage by resistant teachers, uncooperative parents, ridiculous district policies, or a lack of time, money, or resources? If you're facing those challenges right now, here is where you'll find the answers, strategies, and actionable tips you need to overcome any obstacle you face. You don't have to wait to make a difference in the lives of the people you serve. You can turn your school into a success story right now with the people and resources you already have. Let's get started. Hey builders, welcome to another episode of the School Leadership Reimagined podcast. I'm your host, Robin Jackson, and today we are still talking about staff alignment. But instead of teaching you something new, today I want to respond to a lot of the yes buts. You know, when I invited people to the Staff Alignment Challenge and I started talking about staff alignment, I got a lot of pushback. And I'll be honest with you, I was a little surprised by the amount of pushback I got. Now, a lot of the pushback I got from teachers who bristled at this idea of being aligned. And I get it, because typically when we talk about staff alignment, we're really talking about forcing teachers to conform to whatever district mandate has been put out at the time, regardless of whether that mandate is even good for kids. So I got some of that pushback. I expected that. But I also got a lot of pushback from administrators who really bristled at this idea of alignment. Now, who knew that staff alignment, getting your entire staff doing the right work, the right way, for the right reasons, could be so triggering? And so today's episode, I want to deal with some of those yes buts. If you are feeling a yes but yourself, hopefully by the end of this episode, you'll feel a lot more excited about the possibilities for alignment in your school. And even if you don't personally feel a yes but, if you start talking about staff alignment, you might get one of these yes buts from your supervisor, from your superintendent. You might get a yes but from other members of your admin team. And so after listening to today's episode, you're going to have an answer for those yes buts so that there's nothing keeping you from achieving full staff alignment this school year. So let's dive in, shall we? Now, the first yes but that I get a lot, I got it from teachers, I got it from administrators, was, listen, I don't want to treat teachers like robots. Yeah, I don't want to do that either. That's why we're talking about staff alignment, not staff conformity, not staff compliance. You see, when you're trained to be a leader, you are trained to get everybody in a line, all your ducks in a row, everybody doing the same thing on the same day in the exact same way. And they call that alignment. That's not how builders see alignment. True alignment is not about getting everybody to conform. True alignment is not about getting everybody to comply. True alignment is not about treating your teachers like robots. True alignment is recognizing that your teachers are thinking individuals. True alignment is about recognizing that your teachers bring expertise to the table and treating your teachers like the experts they are, and still making sure that all the right work gets done the right way and for the right reasons. So let's break that down. What do I mean by making sure that everybody does the right work? Well, the right work is your vision. That's the right work is about making sure that everybody is focused on helping 100% of your students be successful. Anything that doesn't do that, people should not be doing. And true alignment is about everybody focusing on doing the right work and making sure that the work they do is actually moving students towards that 100% success. Now, that leaves a lot of choice and options for teachers. And when you're going in and giving feedback, you're not telling teachers what to do. You're giving feedback about whether or not the work they are doing is actually moving kids towards 100%. When you're giving them support, you're not going in and scripting things for them. You are helping them take who they are, who their kids are, what they're trying to achieve with their kids, and you're showing them how to make it happen for every kid in their classroom. When you are helping them be accountable, they're not being accountable to you. They're being accountable to that bigger vision. And when you are building a culture that is truly aligned, it's not about everybody being a step for a teacher. When you're building that culture, it's about everybody moving making sure that their focus is on 100% success. That leaves a lot of room for choice. That leaves a lot of room for individual expertise because you are building something together. So when I say right work, that's what I'm calling right work. I'm not talking about everybody being on the same page of the curriculum on the exact same day, doing the exact same activities. That is not alignment. That is conformity. That is compliance. True alignment is about making sure that we're focused. Everybody is focused on 100% success, that vision you have for your school, okay? Second part, not only is it about getting the right work done, but it's about doing the right work the right way. And this one really bugs people, and I get it because it seems like it means you're going to be doing a whole bunch of chasing, checking, and correcting, like doing the right work the right way. Here's what I mean about doing the right work the right way. I'm talking about, yes, we are focused on 100% of our students achieving success, but how we do that matters too. And that's where your mission comes in. So when we talk about doing the right work the right way, what we're really talking about is making sure that as you are pursuing that goal, you are doing it in a way that is in alignment with the mission of the school. Let me give you an example. Let's say I want every kid reading at or above grade level every single year, okay? Well, I could do that by giving kids the answers. I could do that by beating kids. I could do that by browbeating kids. I could do that by drill and kill. I can do that by creating a love for reading in kids. I could do that by helping kids see where they are struggling and then shoring up those struggles. There are 100 different ways I can help kids read at or above grade level. But how I do that matters. And if my mission in my school is to unlock students' creativity, then that means that if I'm going to get them to grade level, I have to do it in a way that unlocks their creativity. If my mission for my school is to create more opportunities for kids, then how I get kids to 100% has to be in a way that helps kids unlock opportunities for themselves. So not just doing the right work, focused on 100%, but the right way, making sure that as we do this work with our students, we don't violate the big why for why we're here, that we make sure that the work we do stays in alignment with that big why. So do the right work, do it the right way, and then this last one, for the right reasons. Again, people don't really understand what that means, right? Because people will say, well, everybody has their own reason for doing the work. Yeah, but the reason why we do the work matters, right? Am I just doing the work because I want a paycheck? Am I just doing the work so that I am in a way that keeps parents off my back? Am I just doing the work in a way that feeds my own ego? Or am I doing it to really serve the kids? The right reasons matter. right? And so how that collective why, the reason we do the work shapes how we do the work. And spending time and coming together and saying, who are we as a school community? Why is this important? And what has to be non-negotiable in the way we do the work matters. And so when I talk about true alignment, I am talking about making sure that we are all on the same page in terms of what is our work, what's our focus, how are we doing the work, how are we making sure, what are the non-negotiables about the way we do the work to make sure that we're doing it in the right way, and then what's our collective why. Right? Now, if that sounds familiar to you, it's because it is. It's what builders think about. It's how builders build, right? What's the right work? The right work is our vision. What's the right way? The right way are our core values and making sure that we put non-negotiables around how we accomplish that work, that we don't violate them. And what are the right reasons? Our mission. And so when I talk about true alignment, I'm not talking about turning teachers into robots. What I'm talking about is building a community where everybody comes together and we agree around our vision, mission, and core values. And then the word alignment, I've been very intentional about using that word because true alignment means that when you go in for an alignment with your car, the alignment is about making sure that all the wheels are pointed in the right direction. It's about adjusting the wheels to make sure that they're all pointed in the right direction so that the car goes forward and doesn't veer in one direction or another. So when we talk about true alignment, we're talking about making sure that everybody agrees around your vision, mission, and core values, and that people are constantly adjusting their work so that that work stays in alignment with your vision, mission, and core values. That leaves a lot of room for people to make their own decisions. That leaves a lot of room for people to bring their own ideas. Instead of quashing their creativity, you unleash it. Because as long as it is in alignment with a vision, mission, and core values, it's okay. And it also keeps you from having to run around and police everybody all the time because you're not the only one who's enforcing it. Everybody owns that vision. Everybody owns the mission. Everybody owns the core values. And so people are managing themselves. They are making adjustments so that they can stay in alignment. Now, imagine what kind of school you could have if you had true alignment, not conformity, not compliance, but true alignment. Hey, it's Robin here. Real quick, I just want to interrupt this episode for just a second because if you are enjoying what you're hearing, then would you mind sharing this episode with somebody else? So all you need to do is just go to your phone, if you're listening to it on your phone or your podcast player, and then click the three dots next to this episode, and it'll give you the option to share the episode. Now, if you do that, three things are going to happen. First, the person that you shared with is going to think you're a hero, especially if they're struggling with what we're talking about right now. They're going to love you. Secondly, you're going to feel good because you're going to get the word out about buildership and start building this buildership nation. And third, you will get my eternal gratitude because I really want to get this out to the world and you'd be helping me out. You'd be doing me a huge favor. So please share this episode with someone right now who's dealing with this same issue, someone you think would really benefit. And now back to the show. Okay, so the second yes, but that I heard from several administrators, it kind of went like this. You're just trying to sell me something. I don't need a class to show me how to do it. I already do alignment. And then people started listing all the things they do for alignment. And they all sounded like this. One person said, I meet with every teacher individually once a month, and I go through professionalism and explain to them what they need to do. Then they have 30 days to improve, and I track everything, and their data will show, and then they're out of here. Okay. That's not alignment. Meeting with people and talking to them about professionalism means that you have not built an environment and a culture where people feel ownership so that they choose professionalism on their own. Sitting down and going over their data with them and giving them 30 days to improve or they're out doesn't create true empowerment. It's forcing people to comply or face consequences. You don't have alignment because the moment you stop those meetings is the moment everything falls apart, which means that you're creating a lot of work for you. Other people are saying, I already know how to have alignment. Everybody gets along. Just because everybody gets along doesn't mean that everybody embraces your vision, mission, and core values or is doing work that is moving your vision, mission, and core values forward. Or people say, I am in classrooms every single day. And yeah, okay, great. I want you to be in classrooms every single day. But if you're in classrooms every single day, in order to make sure that people are doing the work, then you're making yourself responsible for the work instead of building that accountability amongst everybody. You see, we've been sold a bill of goods. We have been trained that accountability has to rest with us. The buck stops here. I am the principal. And it's true. The buck stops with you. You are the guardian of the vision, mission, and core values. But that doesn't mean that you are responsible for everybody doing the right work. And if you're not showing up, they don't do the work. That's exhausting. And you don't have alignment at that point. You just have a lot of people who are scared of you. You just have a lot of people who are trying to hold on to their jobs. You just have a lot of people who dread seeing you coming because of what you might do for them or do to them. That's not alignment. That is something that is, you're holding on by such a slim thread that if you weren't in the building for some reason for a day or two, you can't be sure that everybody's doing their job. If you were not sitting down and collecting people's data and going over their data and pointing it out, what they need to be doing, then it wouldn't get done. And so you are the bottleneck in your school. You don't have alignment. You've got a culture where you are in control of everything. And while that might gratify your ego, that is not alignment. And that's not going to get you to 100%. And not only that, it's exhausting. It can be demoralizing for your teachers. It sets you up for this false notion that you're some sort of hero and that you're doing it when in fact, you're not doing anything because the teachers who really care are going to do what they're going to do anyway. You didn't make a difference. And the teachers who really need your support are terrified of you and often leave and go work someplace else. And the teachers who aren't doing their jobs can outweight you in most cases. Or you spend all your time trying to get rid of those teachers that you're not moving your school forward because you're too busy looking back at trying to get rid of the people who aren't doing their job. And you think that's what it means to be a principal? I have some news for you. If you really want to move your school forward, you got to get out the chasing, checking, and correcting business. And that's what true staff alignment does. We've been told that getting your staff aligned is all those things I just mentioned. That's leadership training. You're rewarded for being a good leader. People brag about, I came to this school and this school was a mess and I got rid of all the bad teachers and brought in some good teachers. You didn't do anything but hire and fire. You brought people in who were going to do the right thing anyway. What have you really done? A true builder builds this kind of culture, a culture where everybody's doing the right work, the right way, for the right reasons. And by the way, the right reasons aren't because they're scared of you. Everybody's doing the right work, the right way, for the right reasons, even when you're not looking. And they do that with the people they have right now. Now you're doing something. Anybody can cherry pick the best teachers and put them in a building. And yes, your building is going to thrive for a minute. But then you're so busy running around chasing, checking, and correcting people, getting rid of people, that at some point, then the other teachers are going to be like, this is a really toxic place. There's nothing but fear here. And, after you get rid of the bad people, then you're going to start coming after us. I'm next. So what have you really done? But if you're a builder and you say, listen, in the same way that I expect you to serve every kid. Like you would never let a teacher say, I'm going to get rid of the bad kids and only teach the good kids, right? Are you a good teacher at that point? No, a good teacher takes the class that they have in front of them and helps every kid succeed. So if that's what a good teacher is, why do you think that's not what a good administrator is? If a good teacher can take any kid and help that kid be successful, then how are you a good administrator because you got rid of the quote unquote bad teachers and you only have a group of good teachers left in your building? It doesn't even translate. Here's what a builder does. A builder says, you know what? In the same way that I expect my teachers to teach every kid and help every kid be successful, as long as this person's in my building, as long as this person's a member of my staff, I'm going to figure out how to help that person be successful. Why? Because my kids deserve it. Now you're doing something. So when people tell me, I don't need a class to do this, you don't need a class to do what you're doing. That's the way we were trained. What's another class going to show you? But if you are ready to do something different, if you're ready to be a builder, if you're ready to be the kind of principal who can do what a master teacher does, a master principal who can take anybody in their building and still help that person be successful with kids, well, you might need some training on that. And there's no shade. The training is not even about learning a whole bunch of new stuff so much as it's about unlearning all of the garbage that you've been taught about what it means to be a true leader that's actually getting in the way of your being able to do what you want to do anyway, which is to serve every kid. I always say that we don't have to be taught as much as we have to be reminded. So much of this you already know, but it's been drowned out by years of leadership training that have told you something different. And a lot of what we do in Buildership University is we are just helping you get back in touch with that educator, the educator who was a great teacher, the educator who believed that they could help every kid learn. And we're showing you how to do that in the principal's office. And we're just reminding you what you know already and giving you the tools and the resources to help you do it quickly. So that's number 2. I went off, I got a little excited about that, but it's because people think they're doing it and they're not. They're not creating true alignment. They're creating an environment where people feel like they have to comply or goodbye. That's not true alignment. And so we need to disabuse ourselves of that myth and really get to true alignment. Okay, yes, but number 3. Is true staff alignment even possible? Now, this often comes from principals who have tried their best to get everybody on the same page, who believe, but they didn't have the tools or the resources to be able to do it. It's really hard to build staff alignment with the leadership tools and resources we were given and trained with. You need something different, which is why I invite you all the time to become a builder, because it's a whole different set of tools. It's a whole different set of resources. It's a whole different way of thinking. So this yes, but is partially true. It's really, really, really hard to get true staff alignment using the tools and strategies of a boss or a leader. But it's really easy to get true staff alignment using the tools of a builder. One of the things I love the most, I love it every time it happens. It is so fun for me. It's when people first come into Buildership University and we show them how to build their own vision and their vision story. And the first time they get in front of their staff and they do the vision story, if they do it like we teach them, every single time they're like, I cannot believe how simple it was to get everybody on the same page so quickly. All the people I thought would object, they're sitting there nodding their heads. Even the people who are raising objections about, I'm not sure how to get it done, not should we do it. Everybody would come up to me afterwards, and people who never asked for support are asking for support. People who never have in the past gotten excited about something tell me they're excited about this work. Whenever it happens, and it happens so often now that I don't know, I'm not surprised anymore, but I still get delighted by it. People are amazed to see how simple it is to get people on the same page when you have the right tools. And so for people who have this, yes, but true staff alignment isn't possible, I have so much compassion for you because I know you've been trying. I know you didn't walk into a school and say, no, I don't want staff alignment. You've done all the things you were trained to do, and the tools have failed you. Because quite frankly, those tools were never designed for true alignment. They were designed for compliance, maybe, conformity, but not true alignment. But I do want you to know, if you feel like true alignment isn't possible, that if you use the right tools, it's very possible. That it's a very simple process. And then once you get that initial alignment, we have all kinds of tools and things you need to focus on to continue to build that so that that alignment is now just the way we do things in the school. And I promise you that if you can shift from trying to get alignment as a leader to trying to build alignment as a builder, you will see it for yourself. And it doesn't matter your style or your personality or what staff you have in front of you, you can achieve that alignment. You can do it quicker than you think, and you can do it more easily than you think with the right tools. So if you are feeling one of these yes buts today, I'm hoping that I've allayed some of that and made you at least curious to try something else and to see what true alignment can really be for you. And if you're a believer already and you have other people who are expressing those yes buts, I'm hoping that you now have language you can use to address those yes buts and bring those people on board so that you can achieve true staff alignment like a builder. I'll talk to you next time. Hey, if you're ready to get started being a builder right away, then I want to invite you to join us at Buildership University. It's our exclusive online community for builders just like you, where you'll be able to get the exact training that you need to turn your school into a success story right now with the people and resources you already have. Inside, you'll find our best online courses, live trainings with me, tons of resources, templates, and exemplars, and monthly live office hours with me, where you can ask me anything and get my help on whatever challenge you're facing right now. If you're tired of hitting obstacle after obstacle and you're sick of tiny little incremental gains each year, if you're ready to make a dramatic difference in your school right now, then you need to join Buildership University. Just go to buildershipuniversity.com and get started writing your school success story today. Hey, it's Robin here, and I want to thank you for listening to today's episode. Now, if you have a question about today's episode, or you just want to keep the conversation going, did you know that we had a School Leadership Reimagined Facebook group? All you need to do is go to Facebook, join the School Leadership Reimagined Facebook group. Now, there are going to be a couple of questions that we ask at the beginning because we want to protect this group and make sure that we don't have any trolls come in and that it really is for people who are principals, assistant principals, district administrators. So make sure you answer those questions or you won't get in. But then we can keep the conversation going. Plus, we do a lot of great bonus content. I'm in there every single weekday. So if you have a question or comment about the episode, let's continue the conversation. Join us at the School Leadership Reimagined Facebook group. And I'll talk to you next time.